Okay, hello everyone. Um, Everyone should be able to hear and see me. Let me pull it up on my phone. 1 second. That way I can know what the sale format thing is. I'm sure you guys have been seeing that too, where it shows it as a sales format when you do a post nowadays. Okay, give me 1 second. Make sure I can everything I can hear. Thank you. My daughter is bringing me water because, of course, I forgot it. So, as you can see, I hope the picture isn't going to be, or the connection isn't going to be bad. Let me see. Going to be bad. Let me see. Okay. So we're going to hope that this isn't. So I'm outside. I know you can hear me. I just don't know how clearly you can see me, which is fine. I mean, honestly, it's mostly the hearing part that really needs, that's the important part of it, right? Okay, so I don't know what that's about. Okay, so, hello, and welcome to the new moon and the eclipse and all the fun stuff that's going on, right? The past few days have been I don't know what the right word is. Very introspective, very Mercury retrograde. Also with the Gemini energy coming in. For those that do follow astrology, if not, I mean the energy, all of this stuff is relevant. Um, but with Gemini is a lot about the reframing and depending on where it is in your chart, and like where your sun and rising is in your chart is how this eclipse energy and how this new moon and everything is really kind of affecting you or hitting like the highlights of your life, right? I'll just kind of say it like that. Okay, so first off, I wanted to address. I was listening to some podcasts, and there's a woman that I had started listening to that she also does NLP, and she has a really good podcast called Mind Revolution. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name right now. I think it's Brenda. I don't know. It's really good stuff. So I'm listening to her podcast, and she was interviewing somebody actually, which usually she just kind of, most of the time she'll just talk about her programs and talk about NLP and different techniques and or different ways things are, displayed in your life and how to get unstuck and all the things. Okay, so this time she was interviewing someone, and why it's relevant now is they were talking about how flow, like how things, when things aren't moving in your life, or like you're stagnant or you're blocked. If we use all these like kind of negative phrases, right? Things are going and going and going, and then all of a sudden, like something changed, and you're sitting there like, I'm doing all these things, I don't know what's wrong, like, what's going on, right? And we've all experienced this, whether it's a healing journey or a new job, a relationship, looking for a new relationship, like whatever it is, right? Doing a new nutrition plan, weight plan, trying to lose weight, those kind of things. And then you just get stuck, right? Or you maybe go backwards a little bit. So one of the things that was brought up was, where in your life, like, what is it that you're not taking care of? And that when you're not doing that, these like the universe kind of shows up to, I don't know, get your attention, right? And in the example, or the person she was interviewing, for them personally, and I know this is relevant to a lot of people, is when she's not taking care of her body, when she's not doing the things that she would normally do, eating good. Um, uh, she had an eating disorder before, so for her, like being healthy and really being intentional about body care is something that if she's not doing it, it should start showing up in different places in her world, right? Like her coaching isn't going well, or her abundance kind of trickles, and like all these different things, right? So for me, and I've been thinking about this for a little bit now, and I make the joke, I always make the joke. For those of us that have seen the original Craft, the movie The Craft, she makes a comment in the movie when she's talking about her gifts. And she was like, oh, I wanted it, she didn't want to go to school or something, right? She's like, I wanted it to rain and a pipe burst in my house, right? And I always use that example because growing up and then just throughout, even now to this day, right? This is why we're bringing this up. To this day, when things are like the strangest things happen, like I was looking at moving, I wasn't sure if I was going to move. And then, and this was when I was still in San Diego, I was making a huge major life shift. Right. And then I was like, oh no, like I'll figure it out, or, oh no, we'll be fine. Or, oh, and when I knew what to do, right. Like I knew I had the yes or the no, right? And I was over here, like it was definitely a yes. I had support, I had people helping me make changes, and I was still kind of like being all wobbly and like safe about it, right? Like not taking the leap of faith, not going all in, just being like, oh, I'm fine, like no big deal, right? When I knew that it was going to be even better, more expansive, right? And obviously here I am today, so it was. But anyways, like the brand new apartment, first person who ever lived in that apartment, these were brand new apartments that had gone up in Mission Valley. And the toilet base, like, or not the base, the tank, um, literally when I say randomly exploded, it randomly exploded, like cracked through the middle. I have pictures. It's the most insane thing. Anyone who's seen the pictures has been like, what, like, how would that even happen? I have no idea. Literally, I have no idea. But it did. Flooded the entire bathroom, the entire master bathroom, the entire master bedroom. It was ridiculous. We had to literally move all of my stuff out into the living room, like so they could fix it, whatever. But we ended up moving, and that's when we started the move out of San Diego. Right? Okay. Since we've lived here, and I've been doing a lot of healing work and up leveling, we have had the water heater randomly exploded at the top, like brand new tubing, whatever, just like they had to put in a whole new water heater because they went to go fix the tubing, and then something else wasn't working. I mean, it was like literally this crazy disaster stuff, um, the furnace won't work, and then all of a sudden it'll start working, like this weird stuff. So what I've learned, what I've learned is that for me, and I may have a slight obsession with the Hoarders show, right? The show Hoarders, and of course Netflix just came out with a new season. Yeah. So I am very like I need things, especially when I'm now that I'm kind of more along on my healing journey, and I do, had some more traumas. So the PTSD has become more of like the big C, complex PTSD. And really just learning to manage that, do all the healing work and all the things, right? Well, and managing my stressors, I am very organized. I like things organized anyways. I always say I'm type A, organized, because type A is not necessarily a bad thing. But you have to be able to, or you have to, it's fine to be type A and to be really organized and have OCD and all the things, but there's also a balance that we have, and I see the sun's like right in my face. There's also a balance of allowing life to happen and being able to kind of, ease and grace with yourself when things aren't going exactly the way that you had in your mind they should or they're supposed to, right? Okay. So I had noticed that in my life, things go in a certain place for certain reasons. I love organization. I love those shows where, they do house flips, or when they take a room and they completely like reorganize it and have everything has a compartment, and someone opens their cupboard and it's like, what? Because I have children, and that, like, even if I try to do that in my house, I'm telling you, like, yeah. So anyways, but there are certain things that I can still do to keep my house organized, to not have clutter, to get the laundry done. I know a lot of us are guilty of that, right? You're doing laundry all day, and things are getting folded, they're getting sorted, and then you get distracted by something else because laundry always takes forever. And then there's the pile, there's the half sorted, there's the pile building up, and it's all clean, it's all in one space, it's not all over the house or the floor, whatever, but it's not put away, it's a mess. Those kind of things, honestly, bring stress into my space, right? Like, if I walk into a room and the house like smells like if there was something left in a bowl in the sink, or the trash needs taken out, or I walk into a room and it's been destroyed. um I have children. You know what I mean? Like, their bedroom, it was becoming this crazy mess. And I honestly had checked out of it. I was just like, I'm done. I'm not going in there. You guys get it cleaned. It wasn't happening. We kind of had a standoff. And you hear in that word standoff, there's resistance, right? So the reason why I'm explaining this is because I really would encourage you to look in your life and look around and see what it is that kind of throws you off. Like, for me, oh, actually, if I sit back, it looks better, huh? Okay, so for me, one of my big things is my house, like, or the space I work in. If you walk into my office, everything has a place. It's very immaculate. It looks like I've never been there. It looks like it was staged, and it's gorgeous. People would come in my office at my previous job, especially Team Awesome in San Diego. Shout out if anyone's watching that, or watching from there, Monica, right? But they would come in my office, and it would be really funny where they'd be talking to me, and client processing, just what's up, and they would start moving things around on my desk, or um, rearrange things when I went to lunch or whatever, just for fun. Yeah, people would come in my house when DVDs were still a whole thing. I had them alphabetized, and then they would switch them around, and like, it's really little things that I would just be like, what is going on, right? Which, those are little things, so it's not that big of a deal. But I just noticed that when my house is really cluttered or disorganized, or if I can't walk into my home and like relax, right? Then not only do I get distracted, and it's a procrastination thing, like, oh, I need to do this first, or oh, I didn't do this, so now then it's like the lower vibration energy of like, I need to, this should be clean, or you know something on my list, a goal that I didn't accomplish. I didn't get all the laundry put away today, or oh my gosh, this is day 2, or the kids' room looks horrible, or there's a weird smell coming from it now. Like, no, I'm a bad mom, like, all of these things, and see how that went. Just these little things that could be prevented start spilling over, and then it starts spilling over to the point where I'm like, oh, am I getting enough done with my work, or am I not showing up for this, or my body is feeling stressors, and even though in my mind I'm like, oh, I'm not dealing with a crisis right now, or I'm not dealing, I'm not in the middle of trauma or anything. My body is stressed and reacting in stress mode to other things, and keeping me at a lower vibration without me realizing it. So like I said, I would encourage you to figure out, or find out, or observe the next few days. What is your thing, right? Is it taking care of your body? Excuse me. Like the example I gave of the other woman that was sharing, is it the decluttering of your house? We have been decluttering. Oh, and this is what I want to say. We did a bunch of decluttering before I left for the event this weekend, right? When I got back, I immediately went for the yard and some other, we're doing some, we went through the clothes and did a donation thing the past couple days because all the kids had growth spurts. And so like, there's so many clothes right now. I had like 2 bagfuls of clothes that we're going to go donate. And one of the things I notice is as I start decluttering things in my house, decluttering my workload, decluttering my space, taking that pressure off, taking that stress off, things are flowing like crazy. Like I go and I get a free coffee. I feel like I get a free coffee like every day. It's so crazy. And I'm talking like a Starbucks, like grande, not like a dollar coffee at 7-Eleven, right? I'm talking like my fancy coffee, right? I noticed that my body starts being more in alignment because, right, I'm de-stressing myself by decluttering my spaces because decluttering my spaces is very important to me. So my body starts, there's less stress. I don't crave sugar as much because sugar actually, for me personally, is another reason why I don't really drink anymore, is it really feels toxic. Like I start getting headaches, I start getting really nauseous, like it's not settling well in my body, right? And when I get stressed out or if I'm like emotionally eating, like I start craving sugar. It's almost like smoking. Like you don't want to have a cigarette. I know it's really bad for you, but you just need that comfort, right? So that's what happens sometimes with sugar. Like I'm not even really a sweets person. I never have been, luckily, because I worked out and did bodybuilding and all that things years and years ago. And I never had that issue of like, oh, I want a cookie, or oh, I can't eat that piece of cake, or I don't really like cake, those kind of things. But when I get really stressed, because I don't like drink and smoke and do like substances and stuff, my thing would be like, oh, sugar, like, oh, ice cream's not that bad or whatever, but it literally physically makes me sick. So, so one of the things, sorry, keep it on track. Don't worry, I've got notes as usual because I do have to keep myself focused. One of the things that I've noticed is even where like I was pushing against mowing the lawn. And first of all, okay, just in my defense, it did rain for like 2 weeks here in Kansas City. And so even when it wasn't raining, it would stop raining and then the sun wouldn't come out. So nothing would dry because it was really cloudy and gloomy. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get like stuck in the lawn by now because it's too high. So I was kind of waiting for the sun to come out. And then I left for an event for a few days. So the lawn was pretty atrocious. I had started mowing the lawn. And so there was this interesting like ring around this. It looked like I was actually growing a patch of like grass for like the wildlife or bunnies or something, right in the middle of my front lawn, which is a lot bigger than my backyard. We have a small backyard and a huge front yard. So I'm pretty sure the neighbors were excited about that. So anyway, so I was kind of resistant. I'm like, oh my gosh, this lawn, like I don't want to do it. I got to push it. It's going to be hot today. It's in the 90s, like all the things. This was on Monday morning. And then of course I get out there and I'm like, all right, we're doing it. We're just getting it done. We got to get it done. I already know that this is my trigger. The decluttering, I need things, the house, we're just all the spaces, all my spaces, right? Okay. So that was lawn. Or the lawn. I think I'm saying lawn, right? Okay, so that was the lawn. So I'm out there, and then all of a sudden, my neighbor, who lives a few doors down, comes riding up in his push mower, and my daughter sells Girl Scouts, as some of you guys have seen the posts and stuff. So we've met the neighbors having like a little booth out in the yard, and usually around Girl Scout season, it's hot because we've lived here a couple years now. The neighbors will stop and talk, and they're really friendly. And we live in a cute, little, nice neighborhood area. Well, he shows up in his brand new riding mower that his students got him and offered to mow my lawn. Okay. So one of the reasons I share this is wanted to touch on a little bit more on flow. okay, are on abundance, how abundance isn't always necessarily financial, but how when you open yourself up to things and when you're, just getting things done, surrendering, whatever word you want to use, everything's coming back to you, right? So I'm decluttering the house. I'm giving myself ease and grace. I'm noticing my triggers. I'm very much wishing I, didn't have to do the whole lawn myself, right? Like, I really just wanted someone to mow the lawn for me. I mean, that's really my intent. Like, oh my gosh, I really wanted someone to mow the lawn for me. There was no negative in that. That's just, truth, right? However, I also knew that, like, it needed done. I'm going to do it. Let's just go and do it and stop resisting it. As soon as I let go of that resistant, someone literally rides up and says, let me mow your lawn for you. No charge, nothing, just being a neighbor. I was gifted this lawnmower. He is a teacher, and his students pulled together half of the money for this riding lawnmower as a gift to him because he was having a hard time keeping up with his lawn as well. So he paid it forward when he saw me out here doing it by myself, and gifted me, you know, that abundance, gifted me that flow of energy, right? So that's just an example. I've actually had quite a few examples since last week that have just been like, what? Like literally you can't make this stuff up. And it's been so amazing. Another thing is I had purchased a few crystal hearts when I was at the event, and I was just like, I did it not even thinking like, you know, limiting my money flow or not spending. I had actually, they were these baby, like literally, I should have brought them. They're so cute. But immediately I thought of my kids, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen hearts this small before. These are so cute. The boys can put the black obsidian in their pocket. My daughters can take these other ones to school. It was like rose quartz, tiger's eye, lapis lazuli, right? And I'm like, and I just, went ahead and like, and then it wasn't until later when I was like, oh, maybe, oh, you know what? I do, let's say, I have gas, I need to eat, like all these things for the trip back. I was kind of looking at the flow of things, and I was like, no, like it was like, I'm really excited that I got the hearts for the kids. No worries. And then one of the girls there that I know, which actually there was another Sacred Soul Alignment practitioner at this event, which was so awesome. And very, very rare, right? Because there's not that many of us. See, attracts like. So anyway, she was sharing this story with me without knowing any of this. She was like, oh, I was, Sunday was kind of a weird day for everybody. There weren't a lot of people that showed up where we were at. And she was like, oh, there was this couple there that had a booth, and one of them wanted a painting. And there was this whole thing where, and I'm not going to go into all of it, but they were trying to set it up so he could get the reading and then and then she would hold on to the painting because she does these healings through this artwork that she does. And she infuses them with sacred soul alignments and healings. And so you get a reading with it, and it's really amazing. I should probably link her in the group at some point. But anyways, she, so the husband and the wife were kind of, and separately, were kind of conflicted. Well, the wife was like, I really want my husband to have this. If you could give him the reading today, then I will purchase it in a couple days. I'll pay for it, and then we can meet, to exchange the painting, whatever. Right. So she shares the story. And then it turns out that in the end of it all, because I'm not getting all the details, the husband wanted to also gift something for the wife along the same lines of the reading. And they were both so sweet. They were both like having separate conversations with her about how, he was saying she really needed this, and she was saying he really needed this right now. And it was really amazing. They weren't sure how they were going to afford it. And then by the end of the event, like we're all packing up or whatever, they were like, we made enough to we're going to go ahead and I'm going to purchase the painting and the reading for my spouse, right? So the money that I spent at the booth to get these little hearts for my children, which I bought instinctively in love, no wobble, no holding my abundance, no like spending the money and going, ooh, like feeling all the squishiness of it, holding on to it, the energy of it. I just let it flow. It flowed to them and it flowed to my friend, the other practitioner there, right? And it also is flowing out to the energy and the healing of the artwork. So it's going to continue to heal this whole circle of abundance and flow and manifesting and just amazing ripples of energy, right? So that was my first thing. I really, with this new moon energy, with this eclipse energy, it is really just, it's amazing. It's so powerful right now. And I think there's like portals and all that kind of stuff. I don't really usually get into those, but I know what the energies felt like the past few days going up to this. And I know how I felt this morning when I woke up. And it was like, thank you. It was almost like, and not in a negative way, like I'd been trapped in a room for a couple of days, right? I had just been like so focused, wanting to get stuff done, but also really introspective. I wanted to change some things. I wasn't in alignment with some of the things I'm, being coached with about my business, which is fine because everybody does, they have the big coaching program, right? And then everybody that comes in, there's thousands of us that take the things that really resonate and we build on those, right? So I was really working on what do I resonate with? What do I want to do? Who do I align with? Who do I know that's doing how I align in a business model with? And how do I, learn more from that person? Someone who's doing it really well, and then you learn more, right? And all three, because there's three, I have that there. I take different things from, and I apply them. And one of them is my mentor, which I always talk about, Alicia, who has created the Sacred Soul Alignments. I really like the way, like you'll never see her on everybody's DMs, right? Like she's not like going around friending people and then sending the messages like, all the things, join my program. She puts up her links. She's very visible. She does all the things. Those are the kind of things I'm aligning with. I don't know if I've ever DM'd anyone unless they were asking for information or they wanted a link for something, right? Or I was literally like telling them, is it okay? Or asking them, is it okay if I message you if someone's having a tough day and I'm offering some healing to them, kind of off the books, which my business coach wouldn't agree with either, right? So, and my big program that I'm a part of, UE program, is amazing. And I mean, the way that came into my life, and whoa, right? There's just a couple things like, getting into the DMs, those kind of things. Like, unless you want to schedule a consult call with me, which you can, and that's on my website. If you have questions about the programs, if questions about one-on-one sessions, the consult call is not a healing, right? If you want a healing, you can book the smaller intuitive readings. You can book the one-on-one, more intensive sessions. You can enroll in the program that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. You can do all those things, right? The consult call is literally if you have some questions and you need some more clarification. Most of this stuff I answer in my live streams. You can get a feel for my energy in the live streams. On my page, my posts, those sort of things. So I have the consult call link up there for two reasons. One, to schedule if you would like to chat. And I think it's scheduled for 30 minutes, but that's just so I have like kind of time. It's really not, it's like maybe 10, 15 minutes. Just what kind of questions do you have that aren't being answered already? How can we get through some of those blocks if there's, a reason that you're resisting a session or a healing or whatever it is, right? And then the second reason I have the consult up is because when I offer free readings as prizes for like events, or if I'm doing live streams and I'm like, oh, someone can get a free reading for me live. I will direct people to my consult link, and I'm like, please sign up there. It's the link I have that's always up that isn't, you know, you don't have to pay for it. It doesn't have you, all the other links you need to, when you book a session with me, you pay right away, right? Well, with the consult call, you can book the consult session or a free reading if you know, obviously if someone's booking and I know that they're not the winner of the prize or whatever, I would let them know that this would be a consult call, not a free reading, right? But those are really the only two reasons, or the two reasons I have the consult call link on my otherwise people just message me and I'll respond. Like I said, if there isn't, and then, you know, if it's something that I already have up or a live stream or information, I if they message me in Messenger, or if you message me in Messenger, I'll direct you to the best resource to find out the information you're asking, right? Or I also have a new VA, and she's amazing, and she's a spiritual VA, so she's right in our energy. And you can email connect, CONNECT, at bravely-authentic-living.com. And for any other issues, and I will also get notified about that as well. So let's see, that's how you reach the team, right? Her and I are a team, and she has been amazing. So let me just honor her right now and celebrate her for being amazing at helping with the emails and creating the landing pages and all the things that you need to do to get the information out to other people. She's been helping me with some graphics, and just really, once again, I'm allowing myself to flow. I'm decluttering my space. I forgot to mention I did get a VA. That was a huge, huge thing in decluttering my workspace and putting too much on me. And that was a huge de-stressor. And as soon as I started doing that, I'm telling you, all of these things are flowing in. It's perfect for this new moon energy. Figure out where it is you need to take care of yourself a little bit more, right? Declutter, taking care of more self-care, hiring, getting some help. I shouldn't even say hiring. It could be getting some help from a friend, support, right? You know, whatever it might be. Um, doing these things and then seeing how your abundance increases, how your flow increases, how all the things that you're manifesting start showing up in your life like that, right? Okay. So that's the main thing. And that took a hot minute. So, okay. So then there was a few things that I wanted to share about the new moon info and eclipse info. This morning, I was listening to Yasmin. Hold on a second. Let me get her deck. Yasmin Boland, who is the creator of the Moonology Oracle cards, which I think almost everyone I know has this deck because it is amazing. It's like your stable deck for readers or just life, right? Like even if I didn't read cards personally or for people, like this deck's amazing. Like this is literally one of my favorite decks. I also have the book. I also have the book that goes with this, and she was talking about the planner, and I am, spoiler alert, considering, and it's her planner for next year. I am considering as part of the bonus gift box that I'll be sending people that sign up for the transformational program, the actual program that I'll be announcing. I'm thinking of including her planner for 2022 in there, because they're starting the order for it now. If that's something that resonates with you and you think it'd be a great gift, let me know. Give me some feedback, because on the event that she did, and she had like the SMART goal, what I call them SMART goals. She wasn't calling them SMART goals, but where you have your bigger goal and then the SMART goals are the smaller obtainable ones that you can do to reach your bigger goal. So she has full pages in her planner that are broken down. Everything, obviously she's following moon cycles. She's up on the, the energy. She's an astrologer. She's amazing. And I think it would be great. So I know I'm going to get one for myself. I'm thinking like that might be one of the gifts coming in. Okay, so she shared some information, and I encourage you to go on her Facebook, and you can like look her up, right, and see the event that she had for the new moon. She literally went through, if you're rising or your sun sign, right, what it's in for each like how the energy is kind of hitting you. And for me, I am a Gemini rising, and it is in which, for those that don't know, your rising is your first house. So when I say this, I'm a Gemini rising, which my rising's in my first house, and it is with I think Jupiter's in my first house as well. It's something crazy, like it's so Gemini. And I'm a Sagittarius sun. And so right now the energy's in my first house, right? This eclipse energy is in my first house, and it's literally in Gemini. And it's literally, and I'm using the word literally, more than once, all about reinventing myself. And as soon as I've been like, I'm taking notes as she's talking, right? I'm like doing all the things. And as soon as she said that, I was like, what? Because the past few days, what did I just share with you a little bit ago? I have been really looking at, I just did a week of from Trauma to True Love masterclasses, totally was redoing the program as we were going through the week. Took a couple days, got home. I just knew I needed to rest. I knew I needed to finish decluttering, get the yard done, things that I needed to do in order to be focused on you guys and the program and everything bravely authentic, right? And coming from a flow, abundance, wholesome way, coming from a program, creating from the highest level for the collective. I don't create these programs for me. Like, I'm creating them for those that are coming in. I can feel the energy of the people that are coming into this program. And I want to make sure that not only am I here for the people that are in the group that might not be coming into the program itself, which is its own group, right? We've already have the group created. As people start entering it, it will be getting bigger, obviously. But I'm feeling all this. How do I want to be visible, right? How do I want you guys to find out about me? How do I want to bring in more of the people that want this healing, right? The people that are my people, the people that I'm your person for, right? The people that don't know about me, people that know me that want to share me, with friends or on their pages. The speaking event was amazing, and I'm scheduled for a few podcasts on the 15th, so next week, right? And then I'm doing two back-to-back 2 weekends in a row of events. So like this weekend on Saturday, I'm doing something with Wounded Warrior Project that'll be very centering, very fun, very something I've never done before. And really just, a little self-care, a little fun for me, because I know I'm going to be working the next couple weekends, right? And I just worked last weekend. So just making time for all those things. And it was really, it has literally been not just me going, hey, why don't you guys release some trauma and here's some empowerment. All of these things I'm doing with you, right? Like I'm at a different point in my journey, but I am also doing these things with you. And I really was like, literally, I'm going through this energy of reinventing myself or reinventing or revamping. I've expanded this space so much right now that the things I was doing last year when I started, I can't do now. I don't even remember how to do them now, right? The UE program, the business coaching program I'm in, Unstoppable Entrepreneurs, I have gone head first in the past couple months, like every copy call, every marketing call, every mindset call, strategy advisory. Like I have been going like, let's make this work. I have been revisiting all the NLP, pulling out, redoing things for myself. I'm in the advanced program with Alicia. So I'm telling you this because I want you to know that like at any time, at any point in your journey, you can always up level, right? You can always go, you know what? That was something that worked for me then. Let me take a day, let me take an hour, let me take a few minutes, let me be introspective. I've been doing this morning routine, this new morning routine every day, and this evening routine every day that Alicia and Kimberly had put out. And literally, I cannot tell you what's on the evening routine at all. As soon as it goes on, I'm out. I'm completely, so I need to listen to it when I'm awake because I have no idea, like, what kind of healing is going on, what my evening routine's being set at. It is amazing. I put it on right before bed. I put some music or some rain, because we listen to rain to go to sleep, on YouTube, and I click start on the evening routine, and I'm out. Every morning I wake up. I've been doing this, I don't know, maybe 7 days now, because I wanted to do a whole like practice, like a 40-day kind of practice. And it is literally like, whoa, right? We The up leveling is real, and it is perfectly in line with what's hitting my chart, what's hitting my space right now, with reinventing myself, revamping myself, diving in head first, or taking that leap of faith into my expansion, into my healing, and propelling me to more, right? To more for myself, to more for you guys, to more for anybody who is stepping up to be a part of it, right? Who was joining, who is ready to start their transformation. Like, I could use a million different reframes, verbiage, whatever it is. But basically, at this point, coming out of the past year that we're coming out of, dealing with so much change this year. And Yasmin was saying that next year is going to be the year, like literally the weight off our shoulders, getting ready for it now, using all these eclipse energies that are coming in, using the changes and learning how to be resilient, and putting all these things in place for you now, next year. And I know they said that last year, right? They're like, oh, 2021 will be amazing. I already knew. I was like, no, there's gonna be a lot of change and adjustments going on. And there has been. And that's fine. I mean, that's life, right? But when you're ready to start the true transformation, true healing, wherever you are, whatever level you're at, wherever you're coming from, if you want to join me, I'm absolutely here. And I'm coming from a place of knowing 100% that it is possible, right? I'm coming from a place of the very bottom, I was, you know, not going to be here anymore. I was done. I was, looking at other possibilities for my children, adoption, those kind of things, like stuff I would never in my life think I would ever do before I was in that crisis state, or in that trauma space, right? Because it's compounded from trauma that I was hiding and not processing and dealing with. And I was able to pull myself out of it, right? Which I talked about in the speaking event. Like, I was able to, you save yourself. You have to save yourself. You have to take the faith. You have to invest in yourself, no matter how that looks for you. You have to push yourself past the fear, right? Fear is such a low vibration. You need to push yourself into the joy, start doing things more and more, publicly or privately, that bring you happiness, bring you joy, start healing publicly or privately. And I always say this because sometimes we start off as private healing. When I talk about doing the emotional freedom techniques, the EFT, right? That was something that I started doing and still do pretty privately. And that's work that a personal modality. I'm certified in it, but I would do it personally for myself. I was using it, right? And I wasn't ready to do that with other people like I am with some of my other modalities, right? Where I'm like, talking about this at events. I'm running people through cycles when I'm doing events and giving them, like, here's a tool you can use for your healing to help break up some of this energy, to, help break up where you're stuck, and to move yourself forward and to set more intentions for abundance, right? Okay. So that's just an example. Okay, so with the new moon energy, I encourage you to go ahead and check out what she has for if you're looking for your specific sign. If that's not something that matters to you, then that's fine too. Another thing she said that goes along with like what I've been talking about is when we come into the space, and this is another thing, right? Excuse me. The past couple of days, um, reinventing myself or figuring out like what the path is, or now that we're in a more expanded space, like how do I maneuver through this? What do I need? The tools, the people, the resources, all, what you guys need from me, right? Like what can I give to you and the way you need it? What I always say during readings is, I always ask them, like, universe, if you can show me in a way that I could translate it to the person that I'm reading. And I will say that directly, like with the person in front of me. I'm like, okay, show me how I can translate this information to this person so they understand what you're saying. They understand what you're showing me. If it's somebody that's passed, I had a lot of people this past weekend that I read that wanted to have connection with past loved ones. So I did a lot of medium readings, which it's not as much as I normally do, right? Because people aren't always asking for it. But I had a lot of people that are coming up, which makes sense with this new energy. They're needing these messages, this new information, these new pathways to move forward, right? With Mercury retrograde, that's a lot about the past coming up again. Okay, so she was saying that when you're on your path, right? And she did some kind of example where she's like, oh, here you're on your path. Well, if this is the wrong path and you're not doing anything about it, you just kind of staying on it. Remember how I was talking about how things would just blow up in my house when I wasn't listening to the universe? Literally, she said that if you're not on your right path, the universe will literally, in this energy, kick you off of it and put you on your path. It will do something to disrupt you. If you're not going to disrupt yourself, right? Something is going to happen that will disrupt that energy, that path, and put you on the path you're supposed to. And if you don't listen and you try to go back on the old path, you will get bumped again, right? Especially during this retrograde energy, because that's what retrograde is about. It's not always about like, oh, my ex is showing up, like bad things, right? A lot of the energy, if you use it and you reframe it and you're using, I can't even believe I'm talking about Mercury retrograde this positively, but this has been one of the most positive Mercury retrogrades of my life, and that I've knowingly been aware of. Like amazing. And it's because these things that are coming up, or even some people, I've had lots of people popping in. I'm looking at it differently. I'm looking at it as like, okay, why is this coming up? Why is this person? Why am I having this conversation with a person I haven't talked to in months, right? Why are we revisiting the good things that we really like about each other? Not necessarily that we want to get back in a relationship with each other, or it's like an ex calling or anything like that. It's literally like one of those things of like, I appreciate you. Why aren't we in each other's lives more, as friends? Because that's where this is coming from, right? None of the other drama. It's not anybody dramatic or anything, because I don't allow that in my space anymore. So what I feel that, and that's another thing I encourage you to look at, is kind of see like, where is there some disruption, right? Like I said, for me, like we have a couple things, like for some reason it's always water, which is weird because I'm a fire sign with double air. I have Gemini and Aquarius moon, right? Like I have a Gemini rising. So hence my logo is the air and fire symbol. For those that didn't know, the triangle is the line is air. The other one's fire. But anyways, I have a lot of things that when the universe disrupts me, it has to do with water. So like the garbage disposal randomly just quit working. There's no reason. We don't know why. The dishwasher is now not working. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like random things like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, let's get this stuff figured out kind of thing, right? Okay. So where are things, where is there some disruption in your life? What are you not paying attention to? What are you not giving care to? And I know I've said this a few times now, but I really want to stress this point. It's not just in an NLP space, but also in the spiritual, the energetic, the astrology, the yin and yang, how you align, right? The heart and brain connections, like how everything, what is it, like everything that you do is everything that you do, or one thing, you're five people, right? Or one everything that you do um shows in different aspects of your inner world displays itself in your outer world. There's a reason that all these phrases that I just said exist, right? These all are real things. So you can say you believe or don't believe in parts of it, and some things that I'm saying, you can believe really strongly in some things that I'm saying, but I just want to show you there are different areas, science and spiritual, the mystical and the magical, that these are displayed in. And it's the same concept, it's the same meaning. You can just attach a planet going into retrograde to it, or you can attach you not taking care of your body or your home or your space, or whatever it is, right? And I say that because I know that it's not just one type of person that watches these live streams. It's not one type of person that is attracted to this energy or attracted to this healing space. And so it helps for everyone to hear it a little bit differently, right? Some of the stuff that I've been hearing the past week as I've been going through my week, doing the From Trauma to True Love, listening to the podcast, which I get to do when I travel, going to events, reading for other people one-on-one, and the stuff that comes up in the readings really shifts me. It really moves things, but it also really shows me that, like, I hear things differently when they're said in different ways. I hear things differently said the same way at different times, right? Everybody I read for, because like I said, it was usually during events, I get the same kind of theme. I might have been saying the same message, maybe that's the right word, message, meaning, to 5 people in a row that sat down in front of me, right, for readings. However, I said it 5 different ways, and what they would hear, right? And it might have been something that they, there's always a few people who are just like, oh, I knew it, like even I had a mini reading done, and the information, I literally sat there and I was like, she's like, you've been ignoring the universe. And I'm like, maybe. You know what I mean? Because I just went in like, am I going to take that leap of faith too? Am I going to do all the things I'm telling you? Absolutely. Right. Like this is like a journey that I've been on for a while. And I'm trying to think of an example. Like it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Actually, sorry, I'm listening as well. That doesn't matter. The point is that sometimes even I resist some change, or I want to play it safe, or I'm taking that leap. I'm saying and I'm doing things to take the leap. When I'm really looking at it, when that mirror is really being held up, when I'm really at that yes or no, make a choice. Like right now, we're making the choice. The line is drawn in the sand. You have to either walk over it and go, or you're going to stand there and keep going, oh, maybe I should get another reading, right? That's where I was at with this particular situation. I already knew. Walk, do it, take the leap, and I'm doing it. I'm doing it, right? I'm not going to be disingenuous. Literally, bravely authentic. I am bravely authentic as I possibly can, as I can be. And I say that because sometimes even I need to remind myself to push myself just a little more. I need to have that mirror held up by someone else or by myself and go, how authentic could you be? More authentic? Can you be more, a little more? You're expanding. Are you going to go with the expansion, or are you going to stay small? And I say that to you as well. When I say you, I mean you. Am I going to stay small, or are you going to stay small? When it comes to our happiness with loving yourself, no, absolutely not. And I won't wobble in that. Like I will always choose more expansion in my heart space, more expansion in my love space, and more expansion in my healing space. 100%. Because every single time I do, it is amazing. Every single time I do, more joy comes in, more love comes in, more they ran out of straws at Starbucks, right? And I'm like, I know that sounds really dumb. But then I was like, oh, that kind of stinks, like whatever. And then the next morning I go through and I was like, oh, do you have a straw? And she's like, I just had a conversation with her. Just, we were just kind of like, he, blah, blah, blah. And then she was just like, as soon as I was like, oh, I was like, can I get a straw? Like I normally do, right, with my coffee. And then I'm like, oh, wait, you guys are low on straws, right? And she's like, you know what? That's all right. We'll give you, here's your straw. Do you know what I mean? It's just opening yourself up to that beautiful synchronicity, beautiful joy, beautiful happiness, and everybody that you're around, even the barista at Starbucks, is flowing on it, right? They can feel it. You're creating ripples everywhere you go. Okay. Um, okay, what was the other thing for the new moon? Oh, and not to mention, Alicia had given a few of us some sacred. She gotten. I think I've talked about it before. She not only does she have the alignments that come in and download. She's had some symbols coming in, and she has shared some of them with a few of us to work with. And I've been working on one. I've been working with one since Colorado Springs event, which has been amazing. And I would say it's like that release, right? Getting rid of old patterns, the whole thing, right? As I've activated this symbol and I've been using it in different spaces in my life, it's been amazing. Like, talk about cutting some cords and like clearing some stuff up, right? Perfect for the retrograde. So this particular symbol that I started activating last week when I was making all these changes, like without even realizing I was doing all these things at the same time. So I really threw myself into an up level, is all about the up leveling and the bringing in and the abundance and really being in your space. And so I've been activating this other symbol and it has been amazing. And I'm bringing that energy into the programs. And it's really exciting, right? And just seeing how it is showing up and kind of manifesting in my space. In all the spaces, I should say, not just my space, like in all the spaces. Okay. So one of the things that she mentioned as well in the new moon, and this is what I would say to you, and I would say to these anyways with the new moon, because we've done some new moon stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay. I didn't realize how Thursday was. With the new moon, and people are a little bit weird about the eclipse. She was saying, don't be scared of the eclipse. Okay. So don't be scared of the eclipse. But with the new moon, a lot of the stuff is about, you'll see like the burning ceremonies and people releasing and bringing in the new stuff. It's about manifesting. And then the quarter moon, which is after the new moon, is about you kind of check in with yourself. Like, what was it you were manifesting? Have you reached that goal? Are you on your way to reaching it? Do you need to tweak some things? Kind of revisiting it and seeing what changes need to be made. And then when we get to the full moon, it's surrendering what hasn't manifested and really releasing. So like releasing kind of like what is it? Releasing like what's not working out for you, kind of thing, right? And let's get ready to bring in some more of what is, or what did we learn? Like let's release the old lessons, and now with the new moon, it's not just about bringing in new lessons, but we're asking. right? We're asking for those resources. We're asking for those lessons. We're asking for the information to reach our bigger goal, right? Okay. So one of the things, and everybody's doing some new moon eclipse. You can go on anybody's Facebook page that are in these circles, and everybody's doing some new moon stuff. So I'm not doing a huge ceremony. I'm going to kind of revisit some other ones later tonight and probably tomorrow. I am thinking of doing another meditation though, because I still planned on doing the inner child. I'm just not, I think that when I say we're going to do some inner child work, because of what people normally, what it's associated with normally is what people are assuming I'm doing. And it's for me, it's a little bit different. The program's a little bit different. So I want people to be able to see that and get a taste of it and a feel for it, and understand what I'm talking about when I'm talking about embodying the inner child and kind of where I'm coming from. So that will be coming up for sure. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, goals. Okay. So today was the eclipse. It was earlier. And so from 8 hours to 3 days, like when in this next today tomorrow time frame, that's why I want to do the inner child hopefully tomorrow, is having a space of having your bigger goal, right? And then what I call, and what a lot of people call, smart goals. The smart goals are the ones that you have your big goal, right? Like let's use the example. I think I'll use the example, like we want to manifest a house, right? A bigger house, because the kids all want their room. I think I've used this as an example before. So if that's my bigger goal, then what can I do right now? Like, what can I do today? What can I do tomorrow? I could start looking at houses. I could get, oh, excuse me, I could narrow down the neighborhood I want to live in, the school district, because I always pick by school district and then by school, right? Because I have some littles, so I really, deal breakers have always been the elementary schools, that sort of thing. So you take your big goal that you're manifesting for the new moon, and then list, like, you can do more than one. You could have a couple goals going on. And then what you'll do is you just, all right, how can I do this now? Right? Like, what can I do today? What can I do tomorrow? What can I do to start working towards that goal? Really simple. I mean, everybody does SMART goals, whether they call them SMART goals or not. This is the big thing that everybody's going to be doing in the new moon. With the energy, with the eclipse energy, with the retrograde energy, is taking these things that we've released, especially we just did From Trauma to True Love, all that release work that happened last week, just within this group. And then we do the empowerment, right? So now you're sitting there, and this is what I said, the last few days have really been introspective of like, okay, where am I going next? What do I want to do next? What do I want to use this amazing, powerful energy for as my focus? And so I came up with, some things that I'm personally manifesting, and I'm personally with, the expansion of Bravely Authentic, right? Like we have those kind of things going on for myself. Okay. And then after you create your goals, and whether you do, whether you do a burning ceremony, whether you do a crystal grid, whether you do a meditation, however you choose to kind of release, now we're asking this energy. I'm like, okay, if we're using the house as an example, I can simply, right? It doesn't always have to be so fancy. You just drop into my heart. Maybe shared I was doing my morning routines and evening routines. When I have a quiet moment, even when I'm listening to, maybe I'm listening to a podcast about my finances, or getting finances in order, or other people that have bought homes before, because there's podcasts for everything now, right? And I have my notebook with me, and it's a time where I can just listen and gather information, right? I can sit here I always say my heart space, in my space, and I can sit here and go, okay, universe, I want this house. Like, I want my whole family. We're really just manifesting this just beautiful house with all this space, you know, what resources do I need? Who do I need to know? Who has this information of this house, the house that the next house we're going to live in? Who is my person? Who are my people right now that can get me, myself, and my family into this home, right? Who is the, whether it's a like that, whether it's whether it's a friend who knows someone, right? So you're looking at your bigger goal, whatever it is you want to manifest, whether it's a new career, which is always a big one, getting out of how do I get out of a relationship I'm not happy in, or a relationship that's not safe for me, right? How do I maybe I'm ready to date someone now, right? How do I find that person? Like where are good places to go, or who's the friend that has the friend that's looking for someone that would be a great match for me? You can apply this same principle, right? As I said before, it's the same message, the same meaning. You can apply it just to different areas depending on like where you're at in your life and what you're doing, right? Like how it personally applies to what you're manifesting or what your goal is. And then as those things come in, um, like say I never heard about this podcast before, right? And all of a sudden there's this like amazing finance house buying podcast. These are things you should look for. These are things you should look for in a home, or look for in your realtor, or like I use, I have my business coaching program, right? And I use my business coaching program to help me formulate a business, right? I'm in a visibility accelerator in a different group, a membership, to help me learn how to be more visible and to feel more secure and safe in that space, right? So let's say my big goal is this house, and then I find out about this podcast. Well, then that's one thing, right? I can start making time, whether it's 30 minutes, an hour, one episode. What's an episode? Usually 20 to 40 minutes every day to listen to that podcast. That's one goal. I get my bigger goal. So that's just an example, right? So you can sit there and you can journal, you can write some things down. It's really, really powerful to write your goals down, the bigger ones. If you don't know how you're going to reach the bigger goal yet, that's fine. That's why you sit and you ask, and then you wait for things. Not wait without action. I don't mean that. Like you sit in your space, you asking is an action, right? Meditating is an action, right? Maybe talking about it to other people. Like when I was looking for my office space, I mentioned, oh, I'm looking for a new office space. This place isn't working out. I really would like to find something, just whatever. And I found this beautiful space, right? So those kind of things, like you're still doing action, you're still flowing that energy towards your big goal, right? You're not just going, okay, universe, whatever you want to drop in my lap. Like ask, absolutely ask, but you still, what can you do now? Like what actions can you get to get that energy flowing, to keep the energy flowing, to keep that focus on your bigger goal. It could be a crystal grid. It could be activating, crystals, like whatever it is you want to do. If I'm activating and I wear these for a reason, they're actually really gorgeous. I don't know if you can see them because they're on my neck right now. It's a clear quartz and then another kind of quartz. I just can't remember what it was called. But I'm wearing them together. And to do the golden flame activation, I wanted to infuse the crystals. So because I wear these now, I'm carrying that abundant energy. I'm carrying that flow. I'm carrying the energy of this new moon and the eclipse and the action that I took to set this energy. I have it in the crystals. So you can do that as well. And there's plenty, I'm telling you, all over Facebook, all online, everybody is using this amazing new moon eclipse energy. You can find something that resonates with you for sure. If you would like to do it as a meditation, ceremony, ritual, goal, right? Okay. So set your goals within the next, I would say as soon as possible, but no pressure, ease and flow. The divine timing is really a thing, divine timing. I literally was like, I want to do this, this, and this. And I actually had a different way my day was going to go. And then I realized I had a hot seat today in my coaching program that I honestly 100% didn't know I had. So that was another thing that flowed in like that. And I was like, absolutely, because I'm going to open cart today, right? I'm going to talk about my program for the new moon. And I wanted to have certain things in place. And I'm really glad that I was able to get into the hot seat and do some stuff to the website and to the information page for the program. Because I literally just changed the name. I changed a lot of things, like posting in a few of my groups and was like, what do you guys think about this? I'm not aligning with this, the old paradigm, the old structure, the old energy of the program, this healing program. This is what I'm aligning with now, right? Last week was amazing, and there's been a lot of shifts, right? In home, out of home, in the group, out of the group, just everywhere. Okay. Let's see. Okay. One of the thing that's really important too is when you're doing the goals or making wishes. Okay, sorry. I think we're back on. I had to move the computer a little bit because I'm outside. Okay, so one of the other things is instead of saying like I, wish I had a new job or I wish I had a new house, since I'm using a house example, instead it would be like I'm so excited we found that house, right? I'm so excited that um, everybody has their own room and that we're getting ready to move in, and that thank you for all the resources that came together and all the abundance that we're blessed with. And like I could not be more excited about this house, right? Because honestly we're already excited about finding a new house. Like we drive through the neighborhoods around our area. There's brand new houses being built right now. We're like, ooh, I wonder if that one's going to be our new house. We'll get lost in some of the areas around here and we're like, ooh, we really love that, and we maybe not that part, we really love that one. Look at that yard, or look at what the trampoline, like whatever it is. Look at their porch. Like I really love the porch. Um, those sort of things, right? And so we're really like, and I say we as me and my family are really excited about this new house that we're moving into. Really excited. The energy is really high vibe when we talk about our new home, right? Have we moved there? No. Do I even know where it's going to be at? No. But like, do I know what's going to happen? Absolutely. I don't need to know the how to be excited about it, right? So that's another thing is when you're doing your wishes, when you're doing your manifestation, especially with now that what's going on right now, um, whether you're live or replay, whatever, that kind of stuff to me, time and space doesn't matter. But the energy that's coming in right now with this is being excited about what you're receiving, right? Not worried about the how, not stressing out, not staying in low vibration, but getting really excited about having it. I'm really excited about this expansion of Bravely Authentic, right? I'm really excited about this amazing healing program that is going to heal so many people and is going to prevent so many broken relationships and prevent suicidal ideation and prevent anguish and people just not being happy, right? It's going to prevent all these things. And why? Because I'm excited, because it's going to bring in healing. It's going to bring in people connected to their love space. It's going to bring in a collective of, I feel like the energy is very more, it's going to be more women. So I will say women, but it's going to be this collective of women that are coming together, that are fully supported. They feel safe to be vulnerable, and they feel supported to, be courageous with one another and expand this energy, right? It's not this like one-on-one sessions and one-on-one sessions and one-on-one testimonials and one-on-one testimonials. It's this group of amazing healing that is happening, and that you're always going to be connected to, right? That you're always going to be uplifted with. You're always going to have as a part of you for as long as you choose it, right? This is the excitement. Like this is what we're really authentic was started for, right? Like, see how excited I get. This is the energy that's coming in for the new moon with the eclipse, with healing. This is the energy that comes in when you open your heart to love and healing, and you allow yourself to be on this transformational journey, because it's transformational. It's organic. It doesn't end. It just keeps expanding. It's not scary. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like, I can have a day, right? And I can still, like, things fix themselves like right away. I'm like, oh, I didn't get that. Oh, boom, there it is. Or, oh, I turned out. Nope, that's why. Like, oh, I really need this right now, right? And the information's there, or the event shows its face, or someone, I make that connection to go hang out with a certain friend or a certain person, and that energy exchange happens. I catch someone's live. I find out about someone's group. You know what I mean? Like, you make those it's all day, right? It doesn't, I mean, not that the other things don't matter, not that the squishy stuff doesn't matter, not that, I hate getting cut off when I have all my kids in the car and like it's a little scary the way people drive. Um, but it's not the end all be all, right? Like, we're safe, and I'm happy, and I have all my kids, and I get to kiss them all and hug them all goodnight every night, right? Because the universe keeps us safe. Like, I keep us safe, right? That's my power. I'm empowered. I'm empowered in my life now. This program, Bravely Authentic, as a whole, was started to empower people, whether it's one-on-one sessions, whether I see people at events, whether people book online, or whether it's this amazing program that is coming together almost seamlessly right now, right? It's literally like, I didn't even know I had a hot seat today, and boom, there it was. I didn't think I'd have a VA for a very long time, which is virtual assistant for those who don't know, but basically, someone, I didn't know I'd have a team, right? And I do. Like, it just, things are opening up as I need them, as I ask for them. You have to ask for them. So right now, ask. This is the energy of it. Okay. And feel good about it, right? You don't need to know the how. Don't get caught up in the how. The how will drag you down. Make your goal. Be excited. Write down all the reasons, why, if we moved into our house tomorrow, like, I could literally, myself and all my kids could list probably 10 reasons, not just 2 or 3, 10 reasons why that it's like the most exciting thing, and we all have different reasons, but there's so much excitement behind it. List your things, right? And then just pick a few things that can help get you there starting now. Something small, attainable, measurable, and you can accomplish it and be like, boom, check, right? And you can feel good. And so the energy is feel good. Okay. And then, let's see where you were getting. Okay, so the eclipse is where it hitting your chart, and like I said, you can look at Yasmin Boland's new moon that she did, and she quickly goes through the signs and tells you where it's hitting your chart. I just know that with Sagittarius, it is hitting in the first house, so it's now's the time to reinvent yourself completely. Check. And in Sagittarius, which is my sun sign and Venus, so my love space, right? It is hitting my 7th house, which is my love space. So she said that that is something that will be being visited and being expanded upon from now into the next 6 months. So we'll see what happens there, right? Because I'm not really like, you know, I wasn't I wasn't really opening, and not I wasn't closed, but I wasn't like, hey, let's see what happens in this space. Now I'm kind of like, now I'm a little curious, like what's gonna happen in this space, right? So if you want that extra information, you can look it up. And let's see, Mercury in retrograde. Oh, and then one of the other things that she had mentioned that I wanted to mention as well is it's not like, just the past coming up, but it's also past opportunities that you may have passed on that are coming up, showing up again for you to move on them. Or maybe when it showed up before, you weren't ready, right? Like you weren't ready to take that leap, or you weren't ready to do that. You had your excuses, or maybe it wasn't the right time. It's always the same things like finances, time, fear. Those are usually the big kind of blockers when we're about to expand forward, right? Or reach a big goal, or reinvent ourselves, right? So Mercury retrograde allows these resources, allows these situations. Not just, like I said, it's not just negative. There's a lot of positive things that can come up again in a Mercury retrograde that you can act upon, right? Okay, so that's the energy of that as well. Okay, so then let's see, decide what you want. Write three to four big goals that you want to work towards, right? And then as the kind of moon cycle goes, revisiting them, or just as your life goes. You don't have to follow the moon cycles. I just do because that's just the way I've learned that my life kind of flows, is with the planets and the moon and astrology. And that's just me. So, or it's not just me, actually, that's a lot of people. But you can check in with your goals. You can check in to see what you're doing. You can have an accountability partner. That's another thing about having a group program as well, is that there are other people that are doing this with you, are doing the activities, the actions, the healing, all the things, and you also holding you accountable. But not to where you feel like a failure if you're not meeting certain milestones or goals that you wanted, but finding ways to help support you, knowing like, oh, how is the energy feeling today? Has it been squishy for anyone else? And having that like, girl, like take a rest day, right? Or we see you're doing so many things, you need a rest day. Like, what have you done for self-care lately? Like really just checking in, having that support system to check in with you as well, right? Okay. So a lot about is affirmations and reframing. Um, reframe things to, like I said, I, I don't want to wish for a house. I'm excited about our new house, right? I'm excited about all the healing that's going to happen in this program. Not like, oh, I hope I attract a bunch of people and they sign up for my program, and I'm sure somebody will find benefit in it, right? No, this is uh, actually being very authentic. I absolutely know that this healing program is amazing, and that people will find benefit from it, from um, the program structure of the collective, like the things I just talked about, having accountability, having the support, having that sacred space, having the different modalities and the different the techniques, doing the clearings, doing the healings, everything that is in this transformational space. As you're each individually on your transformational journey, you are collectively being supported and sharing this energy, right? And the group. Okay. So as I'm talking about that, what I'm going to do is go ahead and just announce the program. And we changed the name. It is, we're launching the program, Transform Your Life with Love, right? And it's a journey of true healing. And I wanted to stop because I wanted to make sure that I was in my heart space. Um, like intentionally in my heart space. Obviously, you're always in your heart space, but intentionally in my heart space. And I really want the energy of what, transform your life with love is really about, right? It's about being connected in the heart space. It's about learning how to release, right? Everything that we did in From Trauma to True Love is the shortest version, fastest version, hitting some spots of what the larger journey is about, right? We're learning different techniques we're using because everything resonates differently with everyone. There's different times, different energies to use different techniques. There's different times to, or different ways you can bring in different modalities of healing, reprogramming your subconscious mind, right? The stuff that's based in the Carl Jung teachings, the stuff that's the modalities used from Reiki, the modalities used from Alicia Hartzell and Kimberly Carlson's Sacred Light and Sacred Soul Alignments. Like all of these things that I'm bringing together and putting into a program as you watch the different videos that went on last week, seeing how you can take these different modalities and then take these different techniques, take these meditations, take these journeys and combine them to these like very powerful transformational ways of healing, right? Transformational ways of moving yourself into a different space to literally transform your life from the space of love, from your space. I have said this before, and I know now that I will never go back there again. However, I still to this day, especially when I share my story, I don't feel into it. Like I don't drop down into the energy of it and feel that low vibration of depression of it, right? But I I remember, I know how horrible it was, almost like watching a movie, right? Like somebody else's movie, but it was mine. And it's not just one, like it's a series of things, right? Um, but that moment that when I gave a hug to my children, I couldn't feel, and I was so scared that they couldn't feel love from me if I couldn't feel love in that moment, right? How was I going to be safe and raise a family? How was I gonna, you know, how was I going to not be another um, veteran suicide statistic? Do you know what I mean? Like all these things that I was going through before that were horrible, right? I will absolutely not be that person again. Even if I can say, like, even if I experienced a major trauma again, which we're hoping that space is gone, right? Those trauma loops have been closed and healed. But as we're going through this journey, or as I'm helping other people with their journeys, I get some pretty heavy stuff. Some of the stuff, especially with this event that I just did this past weekend, a lot of people were asking about their past loved ones, but they were getting information about heavy stuff that was going on in their lives right now, right? Now is the time to make the changes. Now is the time to reconnect with your love. Now is the time to release what is not serving you anymore. Release all the ways you don't want to feel. Say that verbally, like, I don't want to be unhappy anymore, right? Get it out of your system and then reframe it. I want to wake up feeling love. Something simple. I want to wake up in my heart space. I want to wake up and do a morning routine that motivates me for the rest of the day. I want to hold myself accountable to do these things, to have self care, to see when I need to stop and rest and actually rest. Right? I don't need to do anything um, that takes me out of alignment for anyone else, right? If I'm not aligned, if I'm not in my joy, if I'm not feeling happy, I can't be there for myself or people that I want to help or be there for. I can't be there for you, right? I have to set boundaries. I have to allow myself to rest, especially manifesting generator, right? My human design. I have to allow myself to rest. I have to allow myself to rest, renew, and recharge, to give myself space to let new energies come in, to let new information to come in, to let new modalities and new healing come in, right? and then let it expand out. As my rose gold light expands out of my heart space with my connections from above and below, I am literally expanding that space out further and further and further and further. And by doing that, I'm bringing all the good stuff in, right? And I'm setting my space for things that do not align with me, for people that don't align with me, for things that are not my highest and best good to no longer be a part of my life, right? So the new program is called Transform Your Life with Love, a journey of true healing, right? This is a space that is being created that is for healing. It is for true healing. This isn't, hey, did you write down that goal? Like, we're gonna do the goal setting, we're gonna do all the things that help you achieve what you want in your life, right? That's part of it. That's part of the things you do, setting a morning routine, getting up, if you want to get up at 7 in the morning, like, how can I support you in that? Do we need to have a call at 7? You know what I mean? Like, let's do a meditation together. One of the podcast groups I was listening to, as a group, they have a morning meditation. I think it's at like 6 a.m. or something, right? Which I don't know what time zone she's on, but I was like, whoa, that's dedication. I thought that's a great idea. Even doing something where I usually do my stuff in the evening because it's been requested to do my live streams in the evening, even doing a gratitude call or a nightly meditation routine, checking with the group and seeing what it is that the group needs. So as you join Transform Your Life with Love, right? I've created a Facebook group, so we will be in there. For those not on Facebook, the platform will also be on Kajabi. So there will be, any of the live streams that we do, there'll be weekly live streams, specifically for this program. It won't be on Bravely Authentic Conversations. It won't be a part of, what I guess like my mainstream social media, right? Maybe just highlights here and there, or a testimonial will be shared, but with permission. But the stuff that's going on, the healing that's going on, the transformation that's going on, the content of this program will be going on within the program. So that will be held in Kajabi, and then we will have the private the Facebook group as support, because I've said before, like, I don't always like everything being solely on Facebook. But we will also have, the live streams on Zoom, and then put into the Kajabi for those that need to watch the replay, live streamed in the group as well, in the Facebook group for those that want to watch the replay that way. A section for comments and questions. There'll be Q&A. I will have monthly guests that will come in on different healing modalities, different supports. Let's say we're getting, the information, like, okay, for example, right now, this big new moon energy just came in. Maybe I'll bring somebody in who's really good at manifesting, who has some, skills that we could share as a group, or somebody who does goal setting and does it, I would say a spiritual goal setter, but somebody that comes from, like, this same energy in this circle, someone who specializes in abundance. Those kind of things, like guests that are in alignment with the energy that's going on, in the time that it's going on. And depending on, right now, I have a few, right? I'm excited. But I'm attracting, I put out to the universe now to bring in the amount of guests that we're going to need. This is a 12-month, that's set up in a 12-month journey, and that we're going to have consistently. So it'll be guests, it'll be some live one-on-one coaching, or if you need coaching, but healing. And I consider that coaching as well. The healing, we'll be doing the modalities live as a collective. So let's say we do have a hypnosis session or a emotional freedom techniques. If people are like, oh, I've just been feeling this energy lately, like last week, a lot of it was about, and especially the last couple of days, is about releasing. Let's just get on there and we will tap some stuff out, right? Let's get in there and we can post intentions that we want to bring in and do it as a collective. If someone wants to do it as a hot seat, we can do it as a hot seat and hold space for that person. This is, like I said, very supportive space, and this is all about healing. Yes, I'm coming from a PTSD trauma healing space, right? And you don't have to be a veteran. You don't have to have experienced a sexual assault to be in this group. It can be a loss. It can be, however you have experienced trauma, and it is blocking your life, and you are ready to get out of it and move forward and to be in your healing journey. If you're ready to up level and get rid of your blocks or clear up some of that inner childhood trauma, that do some of the inner child work, like we're going to be doing all those things as well. So let me see. So I'll probably talk about this a little bit more tomorrow. I'm going to save the golden white flame meditation for tomorrow because we're like really on time right now, and I don't know how long people are gonna watch all of this. And I really wanted to cover a lot of the new moon stuff for today, right? For the new moon that happened, or the eclipse that happened today, as this energy is coming in. And then tomorrow, and I might be doing it after I drop the kids off. So it might be earlier in the day, like, noon Central Time, that kind of like a lunch break kind of time. I will post. I'm going to feel out the energy after I get off this call. And when I wake up in the morning, because I'm going to do my, evening routine tonight and morning routine in the morning, and see what information. But I really do want to bring in the golden white flame. And I also was thinking about the violet flame energy, but I feel like that would be more in the Transform Your Life with Love program, because it feels like that would be more. It's amazing, such amazing energy. Okay, so so I will drop the link, and then also there will be a early bird, what they call it, right? All these terms that they use. They for joining now. While the cart is opening, I'm offering 22% off. I am keeping this program open for 22 women, 22 people to sign up and join this program. You will literally have a part in creating this program organically together with me. Obviously, I'm facilitating and bringing the modalities and stuff, but it'll be organic in the sense of how last week went. Like, I had a framework, I had a structure, I had things that I wanted to cover. We had main things that we wanted to do, the reconnection, the releasing, the renewing, the empowerment, those things, right? But I also extended the releasing. I also did a few different techniques for that. So it's really tapping into the collective and organically structuring the program based on the needs of the people in it. So those that join the masterclass, those that are going to watch it live or on the replay, until the videos, when the cart closes and the videos get taken down and all the things, right? That is how I'm going to, sorry, I was listening for a second. That's how I'm going to structure. So you can get an idea of how the energy that I am, the energy that resonates with you, the structuring, you're a part of this. This is your healing. This is your healing journey. Literally, this is your healing journey. I'm excited. Like, I'm excited. Okay, so tomorrow we'll do the golden white flame energy, and then I'll adjust the thing at the top. I'll put the link in for the to sign up for the Transform Your Life with Love program. And the discount code to get 22% off is Transform22. And when it came, the energy of Bravely Authentic right now, the energy of the program is really the number 4 and the number 22. For some reason, the number 4, it's just like 4 everywhere. And so the program is set with 4s. The discounts are set with 22. And I was thinking about it later, and I had that moment. I was explaining, like what I do and the trauma healing that I do and why I started Bravely Authentic, to help with trauma healing, the urgency I felt in the veteran space, in the space of domestic assault and sexual assault, and just the space of PTSD, PTS healing, in general, right? Not in general, because it is pretty complex. But as I was discussing this space, and then it occurred to me that I had set the discount at 22, the percent off was at 22, and 2 plus 2 is 4. And I was like, the number that I speak about, and it might have been the speaking event that actually reminded me of this, is I was mentioning the number, 22 is where the last statistics they had was the amount of suicides for veterans. In particular, it is different for different populations, different communities, whether it's teens, just women, non-veterans, that, high school, college students, that sort of thing, COVID-related suicides, those kind of things. But 22 is the number that I always talk about with suicide prevention, especially in my veteran community. And I had that moment of like, 22 people will join this program, will transform their lives with love, will start their true healing journey, right? We're really doing this. We're getting you to your next level. And 22 people's lives are going to be changed, like transformed, not just changed. You're not just like, this isn't a temporary fix. That's not what we're doing here. This isn't, like, oh, I won the lottery, all my money things are fixed. No, this isn't. This is absolutely sustainable healing. This is absolutely transforming, changing, creating your life for what you want to the point where you can't go back to the old you, right? That old you isn't there anymore. By the time we're done, by the time you're done, you're doing the healing. I'm facilitating all these things. By the time you're done, you're not going to be the same person. You're not going to want to be the same person. You're not going to be in that same energy. You will have literally transformed and created your life into whatever is meant for you. Like, I can't answer that for you. What I can tell you is that you're going to be coming from your heart space. You're going to feel love again. You're going to be happy. You're going to enjoy your life. You're going to have that freedom of enjoying your life, that freedom of not worried about what other people think, and structuring your life around that, or being scared to move forward. And I'm losing sunlight right now, but yeah, you're going to be in your space, right? You're going to have control of your life. You're going to make decisions. You're going to have clarity from your higher self, your heart connections, your love. Your ripples are going to come from your healing, right? The support system that is going to be created around you, the relationships, whether it's love, intimate, non-intimate relationships, are going to be love-based relationships, right? You're going to look around one day and realize that every single person that's in your life now is truly supporting you in some way, and not supporting you like codependently, but when you put something out, or when you're doing something, or when you're like, hey, you want to hang out? Like, I'm kind of feeling your energy. Like, or maybe you do need to reach out and have a conversation with somebody, right? You have those people there. You can post. I mean, some of the posts I have, when I posted about how I was having, a minute of like, ooh, this expansion's a little bit scary. Like, I'm loving it, but I'm like, I'm going to be honest right now. I'm being authentic. I'm being vulnerable. Like, I've been having a few days of like, am I doing this? Like, I'm stepping into it, right? There's over 100 um likes, responses, emojis, whatever you want to call it, right? People in my life that I know that were literally like, we've got you, girl, or we understand, or we're excited for you and we're here to support you when you feel a little, like whatever, all the things, right? That's what this is about, is moving out of the space. Like, I don't worry about what people think. And if I do, I'm human. It's okay. Why? Like, then I look at like, okay, well, what is it? Okay, so what is it that I think they're going to be thinking? And I go from there. And that's what we're going to be doing in the group. As these things are coming up, as you're moving into these new spaces, as you're doing your healing, we're going to figure out why something might be coming up, right? Good or bad. What's coming up? How do we expand on that more if it's good? And how do we learn from it if it's more of a negative emotion or a negative feeling, or we're feeling blocked, or we're not meeting our goals? Why? What's coming up? What do we need to heal? What do we need to address? Let's get down into it and get it out. Release it, process it, reconnect into our power, and take control. Right? We're going to transform our lives with love. You're going to transform your life with love from this space, from your love space, from your heart space. So I'm going to put all the links. I will do a meditation to bring in the golden white flame energy while we're in the new moon eclipse energy still. It'll be very powerful. And I think I'm going to go from there. We're going to have another few days like we did last week, as the energy has shifted. And we did a lot of release work. And as we're moving out of the retrograde, thankfully we're moving out of that energy. I would say like kind of like out of the squishy stuff of the retrograde. Right now we're moving into the part of the retrograde. Like I said, it's more positive. It's like, what have I learned? What can I expand on? That's what the next few days and the Bravely Authentic space is going to be about. Right. And as we get ready for those that are coming in and that want to join the transformational journey, the healing journey, and be a part of transforming your life with love. Right. And like I said, there is a consult link on my website. You can go to if you have questions that aren't answered. But in the next few days, I'll be talking about the program more. We'll be bringing in some powerful journeys, meditations. I'm going to do the inner child journey. I'm going to do the gold flame meditation tomorrow. And I'm considering doing a little bit of a tapping series with emotional freedom techniques. I just need to kind of look at that a little bit more and feel out the collective. I'm not sure if we're going to do that now, or if it will be something kind of for the future. So, okay, so I'm losing sunlight, and my computer is telling me now we're at 10%. So, because I brought everything outside. All right, well, enjoy the rest of your night, and thank you for listening to me chat for this long. I appreciate you, and I will drop some links, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, much love, everyone. Bye.